What's up, you guys? It's Fallon OKC and
Reagan Alexis,
and this
or
is
just Reagan, and this is
she gotta be difficult.
Backstage OKC. We have a really good friend of the show.
Yeah, like okay, we used to be on the Sooner Cypher, so if you listen to us back then,
If you a real Reagan and Fallon fan, you remember the Sooner Cypher day.
If you know us as Sooner Cypher girls, then you probably know who this is. We have Dre Songz in the building.
DJ Dre Songz.
Entrepreneur Dre Songz.
Hey, what's your tag, by the way? Like when you're DJing, it's like
DJ
Dre Songz.
It's actually
Dre Songz.
She should be your tag girl. She been waiting on this moment.
It's actually my nephew. He said it for me. It's real authentic. He said it for me back in the day on the microphone. I recorded it. And so since I've been DJing, I've been using that. So
that's dope. Cute. That's pretty dope. Yeah. Do you ever add any more? Do you ever?
Yeah, I got like some horns and all that extra.
Yeah. Well, it's nice to have you back. We haven't seen you in a long time, and obviously a lot has happened over 2017, transitioning into 18.
Yeah. You've been booming, Metro style.
That's a huge compliment.
I appreciate it.
But no, especially from Oklahoma City, I want to say that everybody probably knows your name by now. You know,
I knew your name back in high school, which is so wild because you've been doing this for a minute, and I used to always hear like Dre Songz, and I was like, who is that? Is that like Trey Songz, like DJ, his brother? He got a cousin. Like, who is Dre Songz?
How did that name come about? If, for everyone who don't know you, are you Trey Songz' relative or something?
I ain't got no affiliations with Trey Songz.
He's Mr. Still Your Woman.
But it was just, I'm a fan, of course. Mm-hmm. My freshman year, UCL, went to UCL, graduated from UCL. Ready had came out 2009.
Okay, and that was
his best album by
before then, that whole summer, you know how like you got your summer anthems, like you remember summer songs. Mm-hmm. He came out with this mixtape, and it had like, at the time it was Jeremiah's birthday sex.
Oh, you got his like
birthday
his
sex.
cover.
Yeah, he did like a lot, and I just really like how he just rode the beat, got on it, and like rapped and sung, harmonized at the same time, and kind of like what Young Thug does now. So like, that's when I became a fan, and then he dropped Ready, which was his all-time high, and it was just like, I was always singing it, so this girl just kind of I'm gonna start calling you Dre Songz, and it just kind of stuck.
So wait, you can sing?
No,
you got some pipes?
I can harmonize.
Really?
I can do my thing.
Ladies, make some noise.
I can do my thing if I need to.
Your side of the bed.
Well, that's pretty dope.
Yeah.
I mean, the name definitely fits you.
So when you got someone called,
because a lot of females out here like you, and I feel like they treat you like low key the Trey Songz of Oklahoma City.
Do they?
I feel like that. The females that I know,
that's a boo.
They be like,
she is boosting that.
I'm telling y'all what I know and what I hear.
Yeah,
this is just what I hear.
I'm the old nigga now, man.
I've had some group texts and your name pop up. That means something.
Anyway, so when she called you Dre Songz, was this when you were starting your DJ career, or was that just your nickname?
No, I was just singing.
What were you going to school for?
I went to school for sociology.
Okay.
I got a degree in sociology and a minor in substance abuse.
Oh, so you was about to go help some kids.
I was.
Dre love the kids.
I do love the kids.
Speaking of the kids, you have a kid.
Yes, I have a son.
A lot of people don't.
I have 2 kids.
Okay.
I have my son, and then I have my dog, Bella.
I was going to bring that up because your dog has an Instagram.
Yes.
Isabella Marie.
She is so cute.
She's after my mom.
She's a French bulldog.
Yes.
And she's like a gray one. Blue. Yeah, so she's like...
Get it right?
She's the creme de la creme of French bulldogs. Which is so wild. I used to think bulldogs in general were like ugly dogs. I was like, why do people get them? And then I saw the Frenchies and I was like,
okay.
Nah, I see.
Anyways.
So you were just singing. So what kind of made you transfer into DJing?
Well, I used to dance.
I am learning so much.
I used to dance. I used to when I was in high school.
Can people resurface
it was like
these videos?
it was just like when I was dancing, it was the jig in there, like Dougie in, Stanky Legs. So I used to go to the club. We used to all go to high school. Went to Dale City High School. We used to all go to city nights. And we used to dance. So a lot of people knew I had a hot top fade, and I did all that design. So So people just knew me from the club just already. And so it's just like I was that partying guy. Like, you know, I party. So I love music and I party. So it just kind of just one day.
You're like, let me get a turntable.
Yeah, it just kind of just turned into it. Yeah.
So did you like apprentice with anyone or did you just teach yourself?
I mean, you know how it go when you reach out. Some people, you know, they'll try to help you. I mean, you know, a few people let me come over and do my thing. But as far as like actually figuring it out, it was just like you had to just figure it out, you know, trial and error.
Who are your favorite DJs or like any of your inspirations?
I don't really look up. You know,
Wow.
I don't look up to people. It's just like really, I like to
Do your own
do
thing.
me. Like, so I don't like to, oh, I want to be like him. Oh, I want to do, I like that because he does that. I like, nah, like, I want to write my own story. Like, I'm a white canvas, I write my own story. You know?
Okay.
I feel like that makes a little bit of sense because I feel like definitely whenever I'm at an event that you're DJing, I can definitely tell that's you. You know what I'm saying? Like your style,
Yeah.
your presence at a party is a little bit different, you know,
Yeah.
and it stands out.
Because I think the last party I was at where you DJ'd was Halloween, right? Because you were Coming to America King.
Yeah.
I was really gone that night, so I don't know
King.
how I remember that specific
What
detail.
party was that?
Chris-
Remember,
King.
it
That
was
was-
like at Douglas, or it wasn't at Douglas, but it was like,
That little auditorium.
yeah, it was like an auditorium.
Yeah, shout out to CEOs. Yeah, they do.
Who was,
I don't think I went to that.
You might not have been with us.
But
Yeah,
wow.
it was pretty.
Because I saw Dre and I'm drunk, and I'm like, get in my snap.
We had fun that night.
That was a good night. So, you've been DJing, so overall, how long have you been DJing?
Going on 10 years.
Wow, so you put a decade in the game.
Yeah, veteran in the game.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Okay, so since you being, 10 years in the game, I know a lot of DJs who are probably 3 or 4 years in, and they are rapping on the side, they're producing for specific artists. Would you ever, transition back into making music, like, in the studio, like singing or rapping or
Dancing.
or even producing? Like, you do produce a little bit, right?
I don't do none of that. I do when I do my mixtapes, I'll do some, but like I just I DJ because I like to DJ. I like to see people move. I like to see people I like to put a combination together to where you saying something and then it goes into another song and it's just like, oh shit,
Mm-hmm.
So I don't really do it to make music and all. I do it for people to have a good time. I'm a club DJ. I stay in my lane. You know what I'm saying? I don't
Because
try to do
Fallon and I have talked multiple times saying like how the term DJ is now so broad and so wild because it was just being a disc jockey. Now you can be a producer and be a DJ.
Yeah.
Like DJ Khaled, I think there was a video that surfaced of him actually DJing like on the tables and like they're like, this is the first time I haven't seen this nigga actually DJ.
Yeah.
But the thing I want to do with my whole thing is like you got to spin off. Like I look at P Diddy. Like P Diddy started off like what? Managing.
Clapping his hands in
Yeah,
videos.
managing, and then he got his clothing line. Then he just spurred off of that. Just now look where he at. Ciroc living on a
Coming
beach,
out
you know
with
what
the
I mean?
darks.
And I think that's what so many artists should really do. Like, once you can get that foot in the door, you need to brand yourself. And that's why I think it's so important to really evolve and adapt and stay true to yourself, but also be able to, like, know when to turn it on and turn it off to make that money.
Yeah.
Because I know some people are so concerned about staying true to themselves and staying from where they're from that, you stay true to yourself, but now you've got the bag and you fumbled it.
And speaking of, staying true to yourself and staying true to where you're from, a lot of DJs from Oklahoma have kind of transitioned into other cities, Las Vegas, Arkansas, Texas. Would you ever, consider, DJing in clubs in other cities, like having a residency in another state?
I thought about it. I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to it, but my son lives with me. I'm 100% father. Like I grew up without a father, so my number one priority is my son. So if I can't be there, you know what I'm saying, like that'll be an issue. You know what I'm saying? So I'm a father first.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So and then my mama, she here. So as long as my mama here and my son here, I ain't going nowhere. You know what I mean? And like the getting is good. You know what I mean? Why?
No, that's real.
Yeah.
That's real. I mean, that's a good reason,
Yeah, I mean, the opportunity has presented itself numerous times. It's just...
It has to be right timing.
Yeah, it ain't. There's more to it.
How old is your son?
9, he'll be 10 in July.
Oh,
wow.
That is the age.
Yeah, it's a blessing.
Does he want to be a DJ? Does he have an affinity for music? Or what's his...
Gamer.
He's a gamer?
Okay.
Gamer.
So he all up on Fortnite.
He
on Twitch yet?
The whole nine.
Okay.
Hey, gaming is a booming business. Like,
I'm about to start gaming. No, really. Yeah.
Let's start easy, baby. Let's go back to Mario Kart. Let's work our way up.
Okay. I'm not even gonna speak on that later. I got something for y'all. Anyways, jumping back into this, let's talk about a little bit of some of the things that you hosted in Oklahoma City, and what you do annually is Dre Day. You know, I noticed you had Dre Day, and when did you start? 2016 or before?
It was when I turned 22, and I'm 27.
That's 5 years ago.
Yeah, so you've been doing this annually each year. Has it always been a white party?
It didn't start off as the first one was a red and white party. I just became a captain.
Okay.
Party. And then the next year it was white, and then it was white again. So.
Okay, and I noticed you always have like a pool party the day after.
Yeah.
And it's usually in June.
This is the Dre weekend.
Yeah, it's kind of like an event of Dreness, right?
It's cliche now. I don't really,
Oh, because everybody else, other people have days.
Not necessarily that. It's just.
That is true. I feel like a lot of people copy off your Dre Dayness. But you're the only person I knew who kind of did something like that. And I went to my first Dre Day last year, and it was lit. I had a bomb time.
I don't think
everybody was dressed in white. The Magnolia building is really nice.
You be acting like you fuck with me when I see you.
Time out. I'm bougie.
I'm bougie as hell.
I am not. I do.
I be trying to pull her out to all the parties.
First of all, depending on when the day is, especially in the summer, I'm gone a lot. And where I work a lot. And
so that's true.
When
you were probably in Aruba one time when Dre Day was
happening, like when stuff starts popping off in May is a terrible month for me because I'm just not here.
Mm-hmm. But we gonna start, like, are you doing another Dre Day this year?
I don't know. If I do, it's gonna be some intimate, like, like
exclusive.
Like you just gonna see pictures from it type thing.
Oh, okay. Like, gonna make us put our phones in a box.
Maybe.
Sign a non-disclosure.
I want people to come out and have a good time, man. Sorry.
He gonna shimmy for us. That's why we gotta put our phones up.
No, but people love parties like that. Like, if you do something like that, you should do like a personal RSVP list where if you get the link, you RSVP.
Yes.
RSVP through Lineup OKC.
Yeah.
Shout out to Lineup OKC.
So one thing I kind of want to know, because you've been in the game so long, what are your feelings towards this newer gen of DJs that are coming up right now? Like, do you think they're good? Do you think they're carrying the torch? Do you think they're like kind of cheapening the brand? Like, what's your opinion?
What are they making Oklahoma City look like these days?
I mean, just as a whole, like, I just feel like Oklahoma is DJ saturated. Like, I don't feel like we have enough clubs, venues in general, for, what I'm saying, the amount of DJs we have. So.
Which I agree, because we have 5 spots downtown and then a couple somewhere else, and so
and we have 3
if you have a residency somewhere, like, you've blocked that club off.
Up,
yeah, so then it makes it a lot harder for.
I mean, it's a new wave. Like, it was like when I was a new wave at one point in time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's just like, I respect the way, I respect the hustle. I ain't knocking nobody out here getting money. You getting money, I respect you. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like.
We be getting to the money.
Yeah.
Getting to the.
Everybody mad. Hey. So if there was one event or venue that you could DJ at, what would it be? Like, whether that's a music festival, whether that's a big club. Dre's in Vegas. That's your.
Dre's is lit.
Yeah,
I just songs and Dre's the name fits.
We just went there to after hours for my birthday, and
I didn't go to after hours.
She didn't go. It was like everybody just got dropped off after 2 a.m. I didn't know where my friends were.
Well, Netta was with me. We had a buddy system, y'all.
I was checking locations the next morning. I was like, everybody accounted for but one.
But I feel that, that's definitely goals, because Dre's is always popping, like the outdoor, indoor part, and some of the hottest people come there performing, Everybody has a residency there, Yeah. That's really dope.
Would you ever want to, when you could branch off and travel and stuff as your son gets older, would you ever want to do be a concert DJ, go on tour with someone?
I mean, concert DJing is cool, but it's not like club DJing it's more intimate. Mm-hmm. It's more like they're coming to dance. You know what I mean? They're coming. Like concert, you're standing around waiting to see who you want to see.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Oh, that's why I like that song, and then you out of there.
Okay.
But concert, I mean, club DJing is different. Like you want to see them dancing to this song, and you mix it this, and they still dancing the way they was dancing on the last song. So it's
they're paying attention to what you're playing.
Yeah.
Everyone is paying attention. That makes sense.
Yeah, so it's just like I like that. I like reading crowds.
That's good. And I think that's a very, I feel like, underrated skill for DJs. Because like what frustrates me sometimes with a DJ is when they play a song and nobody's vibing to it, but they insist on playing that song just because like it's their song or we should know it. And I'm just like,
they're the customers.
I'm like, bruh.
Customers always right. They're not dancing, then you got to get out of that. They're not fucking with that. You gotta read your crowd. You gotta.
And now that I'm working at a club, I see how important like a good DJ is because that will affect it affects the whole night. It keeps the people there. It affects how many people are gonna go to the bar, how many people, you know.
That's crazy. And that's something that you just taught yourself for the most part.
I mean, I was a dancer. Like I would hear music and I would be like, oh, this song would be good right now. You know what I'm saying? If he brought this in, you know what I mean? Like, so it's just like.
I mean, but even like setting up. You know what I'm saying? Like knowing what to start with, what kind of equipment to have, and like.
Oh, and the software.
The software.
Google, then you Guitar Center. You know what I'm saying? I asked around.
Okay.
Got some 3 pointers.
I feel like if I were to start DJing, I wouldn't know where to start. Luckily, my cousin is a DJ.
Nowadays,
I can ask him, but
it's it's a board.
It's probably
a board and
YouTube,
a power switch. Yeah, board and a power switch.
Which kind of like I like that there's so much access on like becoming a DJ. Like if you're passionate about it, and sometimes you don't have anyone to ask. It's really good that you can hop on the internet and really figure your way. But then it saturates what a DJ is because now you have like a lot of Instagram girls that are going on and saying like I'm a DJ. And they just kind of play in a playlist, you know? Which really frustrates me because I'm so passionate about music myself. And like, it makes it harder for girl DJs because unfortunately, because of like the way hip hop is set up, when you're a woman coming into this space, people are already going to doubt your skills because you're a woman. So you have to work twice as hard.
Or what about, you know, I know some people, or I have some DJ friends who only classify DJing if you know how to scratch or if you have LPs when you DJ. You know what I'm saying?
It's just different stages of DJing. You got some people who like to scratch. You got some people who like to bling. You got some people who like to cut. You like some people who just like to mix. You know what I mean?
And that's like with rap because the purists of rap will say like, oh, this isn't rap.
Yeah, just because you're in the NBA and you can't shoot don't mean you can't be an NBA player.
Shaq,
you know what I'm saying? Yeah, so it's just like,
Shaq couldn't make his free throws, but he's still going down as a legend.
He still got that check. Wow.
So now you throw concerts a lot. Like anytime there's a concert, you'll see the little Dre Songz logo going around. So what made you start doing that? And like how did that come about?
In a lot, like Young Thug, 21 Savage, Young Dolph, Ray Shrimmer.
You have quite the resume.
Migos.
Yeah.
Like
first Migos. No shade. But I mean, it was just really just. No more money. You know what I'm saying?
But like, where did you start? Were you just one day like, I want to throw a concert?
Oh no! Oh, the first show I did was I did a little stuff here and there, like back in the day, I put up some money with some friends. You know what I'm saying? But my first real show that I did was probably Ray Shrimmer.
Okay, so last of 27.
I did that with
I would say 2016 November.
Who was it? Land Runners. It was Land Runners. I did that with Land Runners.
Okay.
And I think Happy was on there. Rest in peace, Happy.
R.I.P. Happy.
Yeah, and then from there.
Did they bring you on, or were you just like, I want to do this show and you reached out?
They actually reached out to me on that one.
Okay.
On that one, they reached out to me. And then from there, I linked up with Kyle Haynes. Mr. Unruly Citizen. Shout out Kyle Haynes.
If you know Sooner Cypher, you know Kyle Haynes.
or he was on the
he was on the like, third episode.
Yeah, that's when I linked up with Kyle.
Kyle is a character. Yeah. It's so funny because Kyle's one of those people like you either really like him or you just don't.
He don't care though. Kyle, like he really has that I don't care attitude.
Yeah, and that's a really strong thing to have. Yeah. Not a lot of people can walk around and just
be themselves all the time, but he's really truly himself.
He's a good dude though.
Yeah.
And so you just kind of from there, you were just like,
me and Kyle linked up. We did 21 Savage first together. It was great, turned out great. Then from there, I think it was Migos. That's when we got Migos, and they had the #1. We sold that out. Yeah, it was 2 Chainz. We just did a lot of shows together.
Yeah. So one thing I've kind of noticed in the Oklahoma concert scene, because I feel like now like that, I wouldn't say it's getting oversaturated, because I like that we're getting more and more shows. It's getting oversaturated. But I feel that people who are throwing these concerts aren't necessarily weary of the demographic in Oklahoma City.
Yeah, some artists will sell themselves.
Yeah.
You get a luck of a draw. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You drop
and that's the thing. We are a very unpredictable market.
Yeah, for sure.
Because one day a artist you won't think will pop and blow, and then another one who's really big may not do as well as you thought. But it's I feel like people kind of don't keep a track record, and they kind of bring people they want to see versus what will do well.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because you can ask your group of friends and say, hey, do you know this artist? What do you think? But then you have to remember we're at the Bible Belt. We're still Oklahoma City. As many of us as there are who like this, and don't get me wrong, hip hop is worldwide. Yeah. But you still got to be able to have that.
Their parents are
you have to be in tune.
You got to be in tune. You got to know where you at. You got to know who popping in the city, who to deal with, who to have on. You got to know that. You just can't. I don't know.
You do know, but I know you want to.
I don't know.
You're choosing your words wisely. So, you've also worked with Group Fly?
Yeah, shout out, Vern.
Did you collab with them, or you just
Yeah, and I was...
No, he just...
Was it Dre Songz X Group Fly collection?
No, he had a spring line, and he just saying, I want you to come take some pictures for me.
Okay, so you have a model for him.
No, not a model.
Look at them cheekbones.
I just took some pictures. That's all I did.
And I was talking to you about this a little bit before the show, because a lot of artists have become brand ambassadors for a certain brand. Would you ever tag your name to that, or
I would love to be a brand ambassador for a clothing line or something like that. Because
slide his DM job on them clothing lines.
I would love to do that. I like to get dressed.
But don't you also have your own brand, right?
No.
Oh, okay.
But speaking of you like to get dressed, also, I've noticed, just because I crept on you for a little bit, that you are a sneakerhead, and you appreciate sneakers.
Oh, I do.
Kicks by Dre.
Yeah, and I see that, you really appreciated the Supreme and the Nike collab.
Oh, yeah, I'm an up-tempo fan.
I see you like Saucony's too.
Saucony's, as someone
say.
I don't know what any of this means.
So for all the sneakerheads out there.
Too.
Yeah,
I'm gonna keep it. I like Vans.
It's simple.
I like Vans, New Balance.
I have Vans on, but they look like sneakers.
I'm so mad everybody wears Vans now.
Yeah, it's really.
Because I remember when I used to wear these in middle school, and nobody wore them. Well, because at the time, all my friends were these skater dudes. So they all had Thrasher tees and were wearing Vans and would go skate and stuff. So I thought that was just what white skaters wore.
No. Well, also, since I was doing all that creeping on you, and I follow you on Snapchat, I see you all the time at Wing Supreme and at Tez. I haven't been there yet, but I see that you appreciate Black businesses, and obviously you like chicken.
Yeah.
What other spots do you go to in the city?
Off the Hook.
Okay.
I used to go there a lot. I appreciate good food.
It's crazy because there have been times where I've seen your snap and you at Wing Supreme, and I'm like, I want to go to Wing Supreme, and you've influenced me to go to Wing Supreme. Yeah. And then also I've gone to Wing Supreme and I've seen you there, you've shown up. I've ran into you there. I feel like more than once.
I love Wing Supreme. Shout out to my man Eric. We got some business.
Okay, see,
hey, stay posted.
It makes sense. Yeah. But that's really dope, to be involved with the community. I don't feel like a lot of people actually take the time out to pay attention to who owns what in their communities, and it's important to supply Black culture right now.
You gotta be in tune with the city.
Black excellence.
Speaking of the city, I know this name kind of draws a divide depending on how you feel about him. But you once, or might still, I don't know, you and KD used to have a friendship or a relationship, or you guys still tied, or?
I mean, for the most part, I don't think we're not friends.
I think we're friends.
I don't think we're not friends.
But you have a lot of high-profile friends, don't you?
Because you work a lot with the Thunder, some of the players, right?
You know Trae Young, don't you? He about to go to the league.
Cool.
Well, I don't know him. He's young. He came to OU when I was bouncing
It's interesting
out.
because KD, I know that he had a studio and he did music. Mm-hmm. Did you ever like listen to any of it? Or?
By that, like with him, it was just really like when I first met him, it was just like kind of like I was like it's KD, like you didn't want to like
impose or anything.
Yeah, like so it was just really just chilling, watching the game. Like really, the first time I really got to kick it with KD, like I see him in the club a lot now. The first time I got to kick it with him, chill with him was Mayweather Pacquiao fight, and it was just like we was over there chilling. And it was just like, we was just sitting there watching the fight, and then he just like, he said something, and I was like, hell no. Like, he like, what you mean? And it was kind of like, spurred off like that, and then we was just going back and forth throughout the Mayweather Pacquiao fight. So that was just kind of like something I'll never forget. Right there.
That's cool.
That sounds like a dope time.
Yeah, it was cool.
I wish I could have gone to Kevin Durant's Pacquiao Mayweather fight.
I doubt.
Anyways.
And then what are your favorite artists right now? Artists overall and like kind of in OKC. Because I feel like we have a really good roster coming up and a lot of people are now seeing you just can't put the bare minimum out and be okay. Like everybody's elevating themselves.
I can say that probably everyone has their kind of eye on one particular artist here, at least locally.
Yeah, I got a local artist. I'm
not even gonna say.
There's a few local artists I like around.
Yeah, like some
of
them. It's some quality coming out right now.
Because I really like Grand National and Spyrex and everything. Day Ones.
Yeah, Grand National. Shout out to them. I
like them both individually.
I was in Fading Up. Shout out Suzanne's. And what's his name, dude? He's NGE.
Chris Savage.
I like Chris Savage.
You like Chris Savage?
Yeah. I feel like Chris Savage is really underrated right now.
Chris Savage got like he ride the beat like some of my favorite, like a Thug, Gunna. Like it's just different. Like,
I can actually listen to him.
Yeah,
I listen to him often. I've been following him on SoundCloud since he started, and he's really grown into like some quality music.
Which is wild because I've known Chris for a while. I knew him back like in high school in Edmond when we used to like party and stuff. So like when I found out he's rapping, I'm like, Chris, what you doing rapping?
Yeah,
what you rapping
that's
about?
why I had to pay attention to it.
Yeah, and then it's like, and I feel like it's so hard because I really am supportive of our OKC scenes. And I don't want to say it's hard for me to take Oklahoma artists seriously. That's like a poor choice of words, but it's more so just because you've been knowing these people. Yeah. So it's like trying to get past your own personal bias to really just let
that's really what it is. That's about everything though. Egos. That's the thing I feel like what we was talking about just earlier was just the new and the old. It's just a lot of egos. I feel like stop a lot of good stuff from happening.
And that's the thing with music too. It's just like so subjective. Yeah. Like I can think this artist is trash, but everybody else can like it because it's like your own personal art form, and so it's another like thing to deal with. Like there's very few artists that can just parade to everyone. Right. Like that's why people like Jay-Z and Drake. And like, that can just kind of infiltrate into all these different avenues and really.
And speaking of like teaming up and bringing everyone together, I want to say most recently for New Year's you kind of did that when you collabed with Wayne and the Saint.
Yeah, shout out Wayne. Yeah, me and Wayne, we got a few things we do together yearly because we just know like the city deserves it. You know what I'm saying? So
we do deserve it.
And I would say that, you two are probably the most notable names as far as DJing in Oklahoma City. So for you guys to come together and collab on a few projects, I like that.
I mean, because me and him, you know what I'm saying, we looked at it like, so we got a lot of people looking at it.
Have y'all always been, associated?
For the most part, me and Wayne, we went to Dale City. We both went to Dale City. I graduated in 08 and he graduated in 09.
Okay, so y'all have always been like, all right.
That's crazy that two of the best DJs in Oklahoma City came out of Dell City. My dad went to Dell City.
Maybe Dell City's popping. Maybe I am bougie.
What school?
I went to
PC North.
I went to Northeast.
She went to Northeast, believe it or not.
Northeast.
So let's kind of just start to wrap this up and talk about like the events you have coming up.
Black Youngster and Jacquees.
You just announced that show.
At the Chevy Event Center, May 12th.
You excited about that?
I'm really excited. I'm more of an R&B dude, so I think like Jacquees.
I honestly don't listen to any of his music, surprisingly. Really? So the thing about me is like I'm really like I love hip hop. Yeah. But like trying to like be an R&B artist, like I know some, but it's not like what I seek out.
You like female R&B though.
Yeah, I will support like more female artists because it's like even like, and I like the newer more trap R&B than it is like the old school like. Who was genuine type R&B?
Who was like number one R&B when you were in high school?
When I was in high school,
what? I would say Trey Songz.
Trey Songz early on because he dropped Ready.
Trey Songz,
and
exactly.
then
so
who kind of came after Trey Songz?
Trey Songz, Jacquees is the next R&B guy. Yeah.
Well, I hope he's gonna have a better. Behind him?
As far as
Khalid is coming fast.
Tory Lanez kind of in that.
Tory Lanez is like 5 different genres in one.
Okay.
Nah, so I love Tory Lanez because he's like an instrument. He's like 5 different genres in one. Because when he first came on the scene, he had that singing song. So I was like, oh, he sings. And then he like raps. And then he jumps off the ceiling.
He don't look like how he sound either.
I got a job in my
No, I was so surprised when I seen him in person.
I don't know why they did that to him on his album cover. I was like, this is meme worthy.
But after Trey Songz, who would you put R&B wise as far as like
Eric Bellinger?
Eric Bellinger, like I'm an Eric Bellinger fan to the T because I like R&B, but as far as like
he would be after Trey Songz, I feel like.
Jeremiah.
Because you know that though.
Time out.
A lot of people don't know Eric Bellinger.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? You know music, you do this, so you know he writes a lot.
But
you know, to the average eye, you wouldn't know who Eric Bellinger was.
Time out.
You're right.
In high school, we're missing a couple people.
Jeremiah's he's underrated.
Jeremiah,
underrated.
The Dream, because not only can he write and produce, that nigga can sing. We're missing
What's the last song The Dream put out?
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, it's been a while, but you said high school. Time out. You said high school.
Longevity, though. No,
is Trey Songz still relevant? I can't remember the last Trey Songz project that was put out that I was like, fuck yeah, Trey Songz, let me download this.
The only people who put out projects like that are like the top 5. You know what I mean? It ain't too many people putting out projects to where you are. Because that J. Cole came out and a lot of people just kind of, you know. And that looked like somebody you really listen to.
J. Cole?
Yeah.
No, time out. We're not going to do this. Yeah. I like J. Cole. I like his music. Yeah. But that nigga and his fans get on my last.
Oh yeah, they like Laker fans.
Yeah. Boy, J. Cole fans want to like, because I like J. Cole. I don't think he's a bad rapper. I think he has a good message, but they really try to make this man so much deeper than he really is.
I like J. Cole too, but it's just like, to me, I like music, so it's like with J. Cole, it's like. It's good. The quality is good, but there's no growth. He like as far as like.
True, he is pretty stagnant.
You can't listen to just all day. It's the same monotone ass
and storytelling.
Yeah, it's the same shit. Like, give me something new, J. Cole.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Everybody's not always into the storytelling.
And then I think that's what people. And then his fans really upset me because people will say that about J. Cole, not attacking him personally on his song. They're just like, it's kind of stagnant. Then they'll be like, well, you just don't like real rap music, and you like that.
We understand the message. It's the same. You present a good message the same way you presented it to me 5-6 times.
Yeah.
It's just like,
and it's not even that deep of a message. It'd be like, man, don't cheat on your girlfriends and treat them right. And niggas be like,
but look,
this nigga just cracked the code.
But check this out though. That Kevin Hart, what he did with that video and that song. That was dope.
I still haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it yet.
Watch the video. You know, y'all know Kevin Hart's little scandal?
Mm-hmm.
He tied it into with the song, with the video. And it was pretty dope.
Okay, speaking of R&B now, because now my brain is working. Okay, we got The Weeknd, Daniel Caesar. We got, would you consider The Weeknd?
They all new though. Like that's
The Weeknd been in the game for a minute.
I wasn't a Weeknd fan.
I'm still not a Weeknd fan. I feel like he sounds the same. Like he's another one of them artists, you know?
So my qualms with The Weeknd is I was such a huge Weeknd fan in high school. Like 2011 when House of Balloons came out. It was when nobody knew what he looked like. We didn't know if this nigga was a group, if he was one person. He wasn't even signed to OVO yet. So I used to like get up in my feelings. Like,
I remember those days. And then I was never a fan of him then.
Oh, I was a huge Weeknd fan. And then after he had dropped the last part of the trilogy, because it was House of Balloons Thursday, and then I can't remember what the third one is, and then he put out the trilogy, and then that's when he signed with Drake. Because on that last one is when he had all these Drake features, so of course.
Okay, for her not to be as a big fan as she is.
You know a lot about it.
No. Those first 3 albums, I'm like Kanye. Like the first 3 albums, I'm sold. You got me.
Yeah, that's what I like.
And then once you peak, once you start to peak and you change, and everybody gets on you.
Okay, so I think I met you guys around the time before and now with Migos. They peaked and they didn't kind of try to turn them into mainstream. in the kitchen, wrist just like a stir fry.
I
Like,
did.
they would
That's
never
walking-
have said that.
Homeboy,
That's
walk
not
it like I talk it 27 times over
They
and
would
over
have
again.
never said that in the
As
Trap
cool
in
as
the
that
Bando
video
mixtape.
is, and even with it being a Drake feature, I cannot listen to that song. It's so repetitive, and it's just like,
I can
damn,
still
give me
listen to it.
something
I would
else.
never personally just be
Man.
playing Walking Like I Talk It. But, you know, that was my least favorite song. Stir Fry was my least favorite song on the album.
I think that's what they did to my guy Trey though, man. They tried to turn him mainstream and he couldn't get
well,
back.
Trey got some other things on his plate right now that I don't want to get into.
What?
Like,
He got out of that, didn't he? That's cool.
got out of it.
That's
Like,
cool.
it was-
Man, they dropped their case. Trey could have gone. He good to go,
I don't
man.
know.
I mean, I'm a
They said he
huge
about to have a few
Trey
singles
fan.
before July, man. So I'm actually
I'm
excited
gonna have to
see
go
what he about to
investigate and
put
see
out.
if he's unproblematic now.
I still haven't seen him live, so that's on my list.
That's
Oh,
all
I saw him live in I saw Trey Songz live in Aruba.
Oh, yeah.
Front and center.
And I could have been there.
He was doing
I
slow
seen it
motion,
once.
and he like pulls his shirt up. First of all, he threw his glasses out. I was like, "Ooh, me, Trey."
What I've
ooh."
been doing to me at this show. Keep
Well,
telling
that's
me.
your own fault. But oh, sorry, we kind of got all over the place there for
Yeah.
a second because we were talking about.
Black Youngster and Jacquees.
Yeah, May 12th, Chevy.
I'm curious what Black Youngster's gonna be like because he got booty,
He's so
and that's all he got right now.
animated. I
Oh,
can't wait
he is
to
very
see.
animated.
Hopefully we can get an interview with him, right?
We'll see what he. You know, I feel like he'll do that.
Yeah.
You know, I feel
Really?
like- I feel like-
Okay, come on.
I mean, he ain't no stuck up type guy. I don't feel like he made it to that point in his career yet.
I like that,
Yeah.
which I kind of hate that that's like a thing, like to be.
You gotta reach a certain
Like, I
point
understand.
and
Nah,
start
because
acting
when we
like
booked
that.
21 Savage, he was nowhere near how he is now, and that was by far the worst situation.
He was a
I had.
diva?
What? He showed up to the venue at what was it, 11:58,
See, and that's what I
and
don't
the curfew
understand.
was 12 o'clock.
I don't understand that about artists.
Yeah.
This is your money. Like, this is your livelihood. Like, as popping as you might be, there are laws, my guy, that people have to follow.
Yeah.
Like, this is business. This isn't just.
Luckily, they gave us they extended the curfew for us because of that reason. But yeah, that was some crazy. Like, man, this is at the beginning of his career because he wouldn't. And what's so crazy, he wouldn't fly.
See, I feel like artists either are real professional and then they get diva-ish, or they start out diva and then realize, oh, I'm fucking up my money. I gotta get it together.
That's kind of what happened with our NBA YoungBoy show. Like,
Wow.
like NBA, we had that like 80% sold out.
Can you stop booking rappers that abuse women?
What you mean? Like,
NBA YoungBoy.
have you ever been in? I'm not gonna ask you that one. I ain't gonna do that, man. I mean, but like, I honestly feel like that ain't got nothing to do with nobody's music. Like,
See, okay, and this is the thing. I see both sides. I see people who are like, I don't like this person, but I like their music. I like their artistry.
I bet Chris Brown, he's one of those.
Oh, I don't like Chris Brown. Period. I don't like
Neither
his
one,
music.
music or
I like his
you don't
music.
like Chris Brown's music?
Not now.
I like Chris
when we
Brown.
talked about
Come
Jay,
on, you don't like Privacy?
time out.
You don't like
No,
Privacy?
because this is what I'm gonna tell you.
Oh.
Just how we talked about J.
He
Cole
goes.
and his stagnant, presenting the same shit over and over again. That is Chris Brown since
Chris
about
Brown is- he
2012.
He does a lot of different though. It's
Chris Brown is multifaceted and
Y'all
he
can
is
like
an
Chris Brown.
amazing artist.
Okay, and that is y'all's
That is
opinion.
crazy.
I am just not a Chris Brown
Have
fan.
you, did you bump into Chris Brown? He like was rude to you or something? Like it's like
Not
you got
yet.
a vendetta against him or something. What
Chris
happened?
Brown. No, because there are artists I really have bumped into who I despise, but that doesn't take me from disliking their
or
music.
if we really like their music.
I
and
feel
we
like I
meet the
wouldn't like
artist
Trey
and it's
Songz
like-
because he cocky.
He
You know what I
cocky.
mean?
You think so?
Yeah, he cocky. He cocky as hell.
And he gonna be like Dre
Yeah,
songs.
he's probably gonna say some shit like that.
He
and
said,
I'ma-
"You better
and
have
I'ma
me
pop
at
back,
this."
but like,
He
it
gonna be
ain't-
like,
Oh, yeah.
"You better be happy I didn't send you a cease and desist."
I mean,
You better have
something like
Oklahoma
that.
City popping.
I mean, so-
But no, so wait, but talking about NBA YoungBoy, I feel like when we talk about hip hop, because we've had conversations with a lot of people in our group, because we all come from different backgrounds, races, and stuff. It's a lot easier. I feel like hip hop is the only genre in which we kind of will devalue a person. I'm trying to put this in a very correct way.
I'm waiting on it.
Like, if you're a teacher or like, you know, you're any other profession or even a sport or anything else in entertainment, if you hit a woman or do something like that, if you're a drug dealer, if you kill someone,
You lose
it's
your
very,
job.
you lose your job and you are like shunned.
Nobody.
But it's like in hip hop that somehow is like blindsided and it's okay. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's okay.
because it's based
You know
around
why?
the audience.
Why?
I just feel like at the end of the day, most of these artists are in deals. And those deals are usually somebody higher up who probably knows who they are and like, hey man.
And I
got a
get
lot
that,
of money
but you've
invested in this.
seen the power of social media and how if you fuck up at your job and it's recorded,
Yeah.
oh, you're done. So look at what's happening with Starbucks,
Yeah.
anything. So it's like, it's we as the fans, I feel like should want better. And it's like, I think a lot of that also deals with like misogyny and just patriarchy when it just comes to gender roles like that, where it's like men have always kind of been these like bigger forces so they can kind of skate by. But it's just like, as a woman who loves hip hop, I love hip hop because it's black created, it tells our stories, and it's a way for a lot of black people to really uplift themselves and make a path.
Okay.
But at the same time, as a woman who loves hip hop, it's misogynistic. We let people like NBA YoungBoy slide by, XXX, like all these Kodak Black, you know what I mean? It's like, oh yeah, that sucks they did that, but this beat slaps. This shit is tight.
Do you know how many regular people hit their woman every day?
Oh, for sure, but they also aren't put on a pedestal, and they're also...
If they didn't have the money, like, it would just be another person.
And that's what I'm saying, we should, that as a social thing should change. We shouldn't just accept it as a social construct. But it's like we want to accept that, but at the end of the day, we got to treat them like regular people. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're a regular person. Just because I got all these followers, I'm still a regular person. Yeah, but
I feel like I get into it with my girl. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they real people. No, I'm not saying me. I'm just saying. Like, I ain't saying me.
I kind of feel like at the same time, but there's a lot of them do get charged for it and are punished for it. And I feel like a lot of people, I feel like that's when the fans are like, okay, we can start listening to the same music again. They know that what they did.
Look at R. Kelly. R. Kelly just now lost his lawyer, his publicist, and someone else after years of not only it being vocalized within the community, but it being documented. Mm-hmm. And so it was just like...
This is probably not to the point where he ain't making nobody no money now. You know what I mean?
Exactly, so but that's what I'm saying. We as the black community should have stopped stepping in the name of love decades ago.
Yeah, because we still doing that.
Like, you know what I mean?
Do you play R. Kelly?
And that's... but that's the thing. It's
I'm saying, do you play R. Kelly?
I love R. Kelly.
Okay.
Right. That's where it all generated from, R&B. You know what I mean? You gotta
and that's the thing. I just wish we as the community would do more for our black women and support them more and really care about it. Because at the end of the day, that's the message you're sending.
And that's
can I comment on this?
Go ahead. No, you can come.
And a lot of these stories that we have with these black males, these rappers, just anybody, we never know what the woman did to provoke the man. And as much as y'all want to throw that under the rug and all that, we are human beings. You know what I'm saying? Women, they take the fact that I'm a woman, you're not going to do this to me, you can't do this to me, to the extremes. And it's like at the end of the day, like, you know what I'm saying, there's only so much you're going to take as a breaking point for everybody.
I agree, but that then becomes taking responsibility for your own actions and being an adult. I've worked with kids, okay? High schoolers. They can be disrespectful as hell. There are some times that I want to like pop off and treat them like my equal, but guess what? I can't do that.
You can't compare that when this is your mate. It's different. I'm at home. You know what I'm saying? You can't compare a relationship with me and my student.
Well, I think is,
but I'm saying it's the same as you take responsibility for your action. For sure. Just because I get into it and get with you, you make the conscious decision to react in the way that you do.
But also
and if your relationship is that toxic, that's a relationship you don't need to be in. And that brings on a whole different
conversation. But what about, I know a lot of females who kind of, I'm not going to say that they kind of like beat up on their man, but they kind of like push them.
And that's not okay. And that's not okay too. Domestic violence works both ways.
All I'm saying is we don't know what these women did. We don't know what Rihanna did to Chris. Or what we do know because he told us. And after hearing that story, come on. Come on, Reagan. After hearing come on, he drives it. Come on, Reagan.
Oh, I watched it.
Yeah, like now it's like, okay, well maybe he had a reason to go upside her head.
I'm not gonna
say
know
what I'm saying? Like we don't know what that girl did to NBA YoungBoy for him to be. We don't know. All we know is what the video shows us. That's all I'm saying.
So with that being said, should they not be both punished?
I mean, both punished, but who got scrutinized? Who got like? Come on, Rihanna got the pity roll. She got the pity roll all the way through that. Chris Brown, man, he lost so much money. Like, Chris Brown is still bookable for a person like me, and he shouldn't be. Like, you can't just go get a Kendrick. You can't just go get certain...
Is he?
Yeah. Maybe not after this album, you know, but he was for a while.
I mean, I feel like you say that, and I can only take it with a grain of salt, because I still believe in this day and age, it's like... Women, like, I don't get me wrong, I'm not disregarding that domestic violence cannot happen to men. I think it needs to happen more. I think it needs to be spoken up about more. I think it's just
and
something.
if that was happening to him, since he keeps falling into some of these,
but that's the thing with Chris Brown. It's like he gets into an issue and then he constantly does the same behavior. So it's kind of hard for me.
That wasn't the first time that happened though.
Yeah, but look at.
I'm just saying that was just the first time they got caught. That's all it was.
Post Rihanna. more former girlfriends of him have come out with abuse allegations. So this is a thing that happens often. It's like he didn't just learn this and was like, okay, I'm gonna reevaluate myself. I'm gonna get the help I need. He kept doing the shit. So it's like you can't really feel bad, and I can't like go up for him when you made this mistake or this issue, and you're still exhibiting the same behavior.
I guarantee Chris Brown isn't the only person doing that.
Oh, I know he's not.
So it's like he's just the only person that we're just scrutinizing because he's Chris Brown.
Yeah,
A
exactly.
regular human being who just so happens to dance and sing.
But that's what happened. But I'm sorry, that's what you take when you come on the limelight. Me and Fallon are doing this podcast. If we decide to blow up, anything we can say can be held against us.
For sure.
But also,
and that's what you take.
I'm saying that comes with it, but that doesn't take away from you being human.
I'm not saying it does. But if I fuck up and I keep exhibiting the same behavior, ain't nobody's gonna be like, oh, well, that was just a one-time thing. That was a one-time mistake that she did. Because I'm still doing the same BS.
Right,
well, it's been a long time.
It's like when rappers
when will you start listening to
drug charges over and over and over again, and then guess what? The judge pops them up and says, all right, you're going to jail. And everybody want to be like, free so-and-so. But you had this many chances. But you just thought you were untouchable because of who you are. And if you want to take that ego, that's fine. But guess what? It has real world
But do you think
real world, what is the word? Whatever.
So you think he feels untouchable is the reason why?
I think so. I think he surrounded himself with a lot of
crazy females.
I think if you know that you are a celebrity and you know what type of woman is gonna come for you, you need to make a conscious decision and say, hey, let me not fuck with this type of woman. Like that, I don't feel sorry for you if you're an athlete or you're a rapper. And you're gonna take the consequences. And you made that decision. No. And guess what? When I found out he was bad for me, I didn't cry, woe is me. I was like, damn, I chose this. I'm gonna get out of this and I'm gonna make a better decision. That's called being an adult. That's having cognitive thinking skills. That's what separates you from a dog. You are smart. You have
Reagan, I didn't mean to trigger that in.
Sorry.
I am so sorry. I didn't mean to trigger that.
Back to Backstage OKC.
My bad. We might cut this for time.
I am not him, okay? I'm
not saying I'm not attacking you. I'm just really passionate about this because so many people
and so many women get away with not doing. I just think a lot of women it's just forgot about. You don't even care about the woman's side. You don't even care what she did. You just focused on the man's.
Well, but do you realize how many rape
allegations? It's two sides to each story.
Time out, but do you know how many rape allegations?
I ain't talking about rape.
But I'm saying, even when it comes to abuse, the statistics, I'm sorry, do not lie. I'm not saying that.
I'm not talking about rape, though.
But no, I'm talking about even with domestic abuse. The statistics do not lie. It's just a statistical fact that women are abused in relationships more. It is a fact that they then become trapped. They go, you were a psychology major. A sociology major.
Guys are gonna call in and say, I'm being abused by my girlfriend.
So time out. So
of course it's gonna be more statistics.
Time out. So listen. So what you just said, right? Yeah. How many dudes? Why is it that more men don't speak up about domestic abuse?
I mean,
why is that? Why?
We'd probably much rather handle it than take it at home than take it somewhere else to get it done.
The whole pressures of being a man is that, oh, he weak. Like, how you gonna let a woman beat on you? Like, it becomes this thing of like, they don't want to come out about it because they know they might be embarrassed or they might be teased by their male counterparts. It's even time out. And I'm not equating these two, but I'm just saying in this specific, just off the dome, like even when you think about rape, right? Yeah. Men can be raped as well, sure. But people don't take it as seriously, right? When a man is raped. Yeah. Why is that? Because the whole patriarchal structure of what sex is, how sex intervenes, of how the mechanisms of it works. Mm-hmm. So it's like we have this societal norm of like the differences between male and female. We as women and you as men really need to change and adapt that, because when you hear, even with the whole thing of Safari getting robbed, right? Yeah. You read the comments, they're like, oh, this nigga want to cry. Like, for some reason, we as a society, and especially within the black community, think it's not okay for our young boys to show emotion or to cry or to do anything that's just naturally human. Mm-hmm. It's like, oh, you're not tough enough. Oh, you're not a man. That's something that we need to change in our inner working mechanisms all around. And when that changes, then it changes from then when domestic abuse happens, it's okay for a man to speak out. Because it is never in any way, shape, or form acceptable for me to put my hands on you unless I'm defending myself. Sure. I should never be okay, and that's not okay. Sure.
And he should have warned Rihanna that if she was provoking him in that way. Do you know what I'm saying?
Like, you can excuse yourself from a situation. Like there are dudes.
But y'all done been in a situation before where just sometimes you just, like.
I'm not not saying, and that's
You know
the
what I
thing.
mean?
People are
It's
human.
just heat of the moment stuff.
Exactly.
You just said something you didn't
and
mean.
people are human, and you fuck up. But the difference is when you fuck up and you don't learn from that fuck up, and you keep exhibiting the same behavior, then that's when your credibility gets lost.
Yeah.
You're right.
And that's just the facts.
Our episode on domestic
I
abuse.
got you. Domestic abuse.
Sorry, guys. We got hot on the backstage.
Man.
But anyway, thank you, Dre. I'm glad we could have actually a person that we could get into these type of, like, who has an opinion and can formulate it.
Thank you. We love that
structural way.
conversation.
I'm very pro-male.
And that's okay. But you come with the facts.
We're a female-led podcast.
And
so
I'm a feminist to the heart, so we
that.
can go all day.
Yeah, just don't forget about, you know.
And I'm not. I want a son, but it's like when I raise my son, I want to be like, I don't want anybody to put your hands on you or like to abuse you. Like I want you to be able to stand up for yourself. But however, I'm going to teach him you need to be respectful and like it's like when you've had to talk with your son about police brutality, right? How the way he interacts with the police isn't the same way white kids. Yeah. That's just what it is right now. And until we can change that, I would rather my son have his life and his integrity than to be put in that situation because of a small mistake or a lapse in judgment. But anyway, so Dre Songz, thank you so much for being here today.
Pretty sure we all learned something today. Let's plug your Instagram and your Twitter. DJ Dre Songz on Instagram.
Yeah.
And then DJ_Dre Songz on Twitter.
I'll be really on Snap. I don't really get on Twitter.
Okay.
Snap at DJ Dre Songz.
There you go.
Follow him on Snapchat.
You be moving around on Snapchat.
That's right.
Black Youngster and Jacquees are going to be at the Bricktown Event Center, or Chevy Event Center, sorry.
Chevy Event Center.
Bricktown.
Oh, it's Bricktown now?
They're changing it to Bricktown. They're changing back to Bricktown Event Center.
Well, back to Bricktown Event Center, May 12th. You can get your tickets on Ticketstorm. It's going to be a good show.
Or Lineup OKC.
Or Lineup OKC.
Yeah. Shout out Blake. Yeah.
Well, we'll see you again soon.
I hope so.
Thanks for
we might be coming with another announcement real soon, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
What upcoming?
Yeah, real soon.
I'm excited for that one.
For sure.
But anyway, thank you so much for being here. I'm Reagan.
I'm Fallon.
And this is Backstage OKC.